Hi, are you new in business or are you planning on starting up a new business for yourself? My name is Dennis and I'm here to just walk you through some stages that you might find and that you might need to build a strategy around as you go about executing your new business. So the first stage that is common and present is the assumptions stage. In this particular stage, you're actually coming up with a lot of assumptions of what you think your business is going to be like, who you think your customers are going to be, what you think your product is going to be like on the market, and how it's going to be different. So you're actually coming up with ideas, you're coming up with assumptions of how you think your product should be perceived, how you think it should perform, and how you think people are going to react to it, and why you think you're actually going to be the best. So you come up with all those assumptions during the assumption stage of business. Now you don't need to spend a lot of time on the assumption stage, because the next stage that we're going to be talking about is where a lot of these things actually begin to make sense. And that is the testing phase. So the testing phase or the testing stage is when we begin to take all those assumptions that we came up with, assumptions about the product, assumptions about the promotion, strategy that you're going to use, assumptions about your place of operation, your target audience, and everything. We are now going to take all those things and we're going to practicalize them. We are now going to act on those assumptions. That is now testing those assumptions that we came up with. So during this stage is the stage where I've noted that a lot of resistance begins to come up now, because we are actually interacting with real people, with real needs, and with money to pay for whatever solution that you're going to propose to them. So some might not like what you assumed, or some might want to add on to what you assumed. You might have missed a lot of gaps. So do not resist what you are getting back from your market, but rather you should begin to take it, note it down, and begin to make the necessary improvements to make sure that you achieve what we call a product and market fit. So when you enter into the testing phase, I want you to carry an attitude of, I want to see how best I can align with the market, not I want to make money now. There is a time for that. But first you have to make sure that you are aligned with the market. You're giving the market what it wants, what it perceives to be valuable, and what it is actually willing to pay for. So you should enter into the testing phase with all those things well catered for. Now it takes us to the third stage. The third stage is what I call the growth or scaling stage. So based on the results that you've come up with from the testing stage or the testing phase, you're now going to come back again. A lot of entrepreneurs don't do this now. You come back again and you say, who were my early customers? What were they interested about? What sort of feedback did I get from the market? You now ask yourself such type of questions, and you sit down and you begin to find strategies around all that information that you've collected. What was successful in my approach and what didn't work in my approach. So you come up with all those things, you write them down. Now your business is not going to be based on assumptions anymore, but you're now going to base it on factual market data. And that is what you use to grow or scale your business, because you know the target demographics that you're targeting, you know who's likely to buy from you and what they are likely going to buy and what they want. So the growth and scalability stage is also short-term in nature, and it requires specific resources for you to be able to pull through, like your marketing budget. It requires you to put yourself now out there with the history, with testimonies. That's you take testimonies as well from your testing stage. These clients like this. That's where you ask people, please go and review my page, go on my social media and do this. Please don't just take links and throw to people and tell them, review my business, add this and that, and you're basing your business on a lie. Customers will eventually see through you, and you might get reviews which are not good in the long term. But if you're working with people that have actually interacted with your product, it puts you in a better position. So the growth and scalability stage requires its own strategy. And I think this is where a lot of sales is involved. So you need to orient yourself towards sales around the growth strategy. And you need to be able to invest the required resources. You need to put in, that marketing budget on the side. You need the right people that are there so that you achieve meaningful scale during that phase, and also explore partnerships during that phase, because you are now approaching a partner saying, look, we tested this, our product is working, and we believe you're the best fit. So partnerships, I would suggest mainly in business, try to engage them during your growth stage where you have early traction and you can demonstrate the capabilities of your product. Then I'll then shift you to the last part, which is the preservation stage. A lot of people omit this. They get caught up in the growth cycle and they forget they need to defend the good results that they are bringing in. So preservation stage is basically what you call customer management or client satisfaction, depending on the area of the globe that you come from. So this particular stage, you need to invest in people who smile. You need to invest in good communication for your business. That's when you now talk about branding your business nicely, because that brand is what's going to stay in the mind of those customers that you've captured. So during this phase, I would assume that at least your business has reached a certain level of maturity. You can then solidify your branding and make sure that in every communication that you're sending outside, people are now accustomed to your brand. And when they are referring it to other people, they will refer it based on your brand. So you'd find that the growth effort that is required during this last stage is actually a lot more dependent on the people that you have actually captured on stage number 3. That's your growth phase. So during stage number 4, make sure that you are implementing strategies of retaining your customers. Make sure that you are fighting to defend them. Make sure that you've got the resources to take care of queries and show up to be the best for your customers. You don't want to have gone through all those stages, stage 1 to 3, only for you to lose it at stage number 4. It is a very painful experience, because how long you're going to stay in the business that you are in actually rests on stage number 4. That one does not require a lot of investment into growth, but it actually requires a lot of investment into retaining the growth that you've achieved on stage 3. So I want to find out from you, which stage are you in and what strategies are you employing for each and every stage? For instance, stage 1, my strategy is research. Go out there, network, and research. Stage number 2, you're looking at the testing phase. You need to be very resilient. Put yourself out there again and be willing, to adjust. So it's be flexible. Adjust. That's my strategy for stage number 2. For stage number 3, which is growth, again, I would employ a lot of networking and a lot of sales techniques. Then on stage 4, I would employ a lot of customer relationship management techniques and strengthen my branding. So take care. If you want more videos to do with growth, especially in Africa and a new startup, this is the channel for you to follow. Just subscribe and leave your comments and share with others. Thank you very much.